Hello everyone, hello doctor, I'm Labor. So today I can illustrate the redundancy principles into the signaling principles. I see the task and I found the three teaching materials. One is the YouTube video and the second one is a slide I download from the learning management system, and the third one is my own teaching slide. So today I can illustrate the redundancy principles and the signaling principles, which the three materials used or disused, and I will redesign the third one, that's my own teaching slide. And first I can illustrate the both principles in the YouTube videos. So now let's look at the first video. It's about an English reading lesson.
In this lesson, we see the class working on a reading task. The homework for this class was for students to bring in pictures with examples of technology. They talk about them to prepare for the reading. Next, the teacher shows students how to make a graphic organizer to help them check their understanding of the reading.
Good morning.
Okay, first for this process, I think we can replace the text with the pictures of the process, because the later there are the entire process of the whole class. So I think it can use some pictures about different steps with the redundancy principles. Okay.
Good morning.
Today we are reading a story about technology. Talk about your pictures at your tables.
Yeah, it's a good spatial contiguity principles used, and the temporal contiguity principles used. When we talk about the pictures on the desk, and we can see the pictures and we can get a better understanding of what she studied.
Thank you for sharing your pictures. Do you like using technology? Mariam?
Yes, I take my phone everywhere.
Ah, me too. Anybody else? Julia?
I love computers and I like to code.
Some people do not have computers or internet. Vanuatu is a country in the South Pacific.
As a signaling principles used, he marked the Vanuatu as a country with no computers and internet, and we can see as key points of his speech.
Many people in Vanuatu do not have internet. In today's story, students in the United States want to help students in Vanuatu. Do you want to learn about this?
I do.
Yes, he used the questions and answer to open the topic of his lesson. That's very good.
Let's start reading, then we will make pictures to help us understand. But first, let's look at the name of the story. Mimi, please read the name.
Library in a Box helps students.
Thanks. Now, Mariam, what do you see in the picture?
I see a box.
Yeah, it's also a temporal contiguity principle used. When we talk about the picture, we can see it.
Looks like plastic.
Yes, the library is in that box.
How?
Let's read the story, but first, let's learn some new words. Mariam, please read the first word.
Connect, to join two or more things together.
Good.
Yeah, it's used the signaling principles to highlight the key words.
Group reading. The students read the story aloud or silently in their groups. They learn that the solar spell machine holds information from the internet on memory cards. Any mobile device can connect to it without wires. Solar spell gets its power from the sun.
Let's make a picture to help us understand solar spell. First, I want to show the internet in a picture. How can I do it?
Show what's in it.
Yes. And what can you find on the internet? What helps you learn? Mariam?
Books.
Good. So let's put that in our picture. Draw this on your paper. This goes on a memory card. And where do they put the card? Mimi.
They put the cards into the solar spell machine.
Yes. Okay, now in your groups, keep going. What happens next? Draw more pictures.
Yes, we can see the pictures. And I think here he used both the segmenting principles. He divided the whole passage into some small parts to let students can line the whole text, and he used the arrow from the one step to another step.
Sorry, I'm late. What are we doing?
Who wants to tell her? You can do it as a group. Okay, Jamie and Mariam.
This is solar spell. It's a library in a box.
So now the students in Vanuatu like to learn what solar spell.
Thanks. So what about making a picture like this? Does it help you understand the story? How?
The story is a little difficult. The picture helps me understand.
Yes.
Yes, we can see a student was late for school, but he used a picture to help the students to understand it. And I think it's a good way to use the redundancy principles. Just keep the keywords, the key precise to analyze, to illustrate the whole text.
Are there other times you use pictures in this way? Mimi.
We need to look at pictures of new furniture. The pictures show us how to make the furniture.
Yes, I use those pictures too.
Summary. The teacher uses one student's late arrival as an opportunity for other students to summarize the story using their graphic organizers. Graphic organizers are especially helpful when a story or article discusses complex ideas or processes.
So I think it's a good way to use the mayor's 12 principles. That's a good teacher. What he applied the principles to his whole class. So I think that's good. And next, I can illustrate the second part of the slide I download. And we can see it's an English class about the adjectives ending in the ed and ing, and we know that's the main grammar of this class, to help students to recognize the difference between these two kinds of adjectives. So we can see the first picture. He enhanced the words, adjectives, and the ed and ing to emphasize the key points. And I think it's a good way to use the signaling principles. And next, we can see he used the different colors of the sentence. What's the difference? That's made the key points of this class to help students to understand why the words end with the ing, why the word would end with the ed, what's the difference between these, because these words are very popular in our daily English teaching, so that's a good way to help students to understand the key points. And we can see he divided the adjectives into two groups. First, the three words with the end with the ed. So he illustrates that describes the feelings, and the feelings he used the different colors to mark the key points. So that's the words with the ed ending the meaning of the feelings. So that's the good way to use the signaling principles. And another one, he divided the words into the second group and with the ing. So that may describes a characteristic, and so he can separate the words with two groups and tell the students the different meaning of the two groups words. And then he used the picture to let students, but I think it's been a little misunderstanding because he wants the students to describe them. So I think he can add some arrows, such as from the students, from the little boy, and it can make students to focus on the feelings of the boys, so the students can get a better description. And we can see he gave us some small quiz. He asked the math problem is, so that's may confusing. So the student is very confused. But I think he can have some more clear signal to the picture of this, so the students can recognize where I need to describe. Next one, the same tasks. So yeah, you see the question is the lesson is, the student is, but here he didn't give any signal, so I think he can here put the number 1, the blackboard he can put the number 2, so students can know, oh, where is the question and how can I answer it. And at last, he used magic shortcuts. So I think this PowerPoint, maybe it can apply to some students who is at the lower grades, and I think it's a better way to use it. And at last, I can illustrate my own teaching slide. Okay, you can see here is my own teaching slide as for my unit 9. What does he look like? The topic is mainly talk about the people's appearance, how to describe the people, how to describe what she look like. So first, that's the teaching goals. The one is the remember the keywords and the phrases. The second one is apply the sentence pattern to describe the appearance. So I think here I'm gonna use the signaling principles to make the key points more clearly. Maybe I need to use the different colors. Yeah, because the key points of this class is to the key words and key phrases, and you know how to describe the appearance. So the first I need to redesign about this. And second one, we will get into a free talk. What does he look like? You know, I show the 3 cartoon character. But first, I want to give a topic is about the heat. So here I'm gonna use a different color to mark it because I want students to talk about the heat. You can see here are 3 different heats: the tall, the medium, and the short one. And here I want students to remember the keywords, so I need to emphasize the key adjective about the heat: tall, medium heat, and short. Okay, and then I change to the hair topic, so I need to emphasize this, use a different color, the right one here. But here I wanna use some arrows. You can see here is short, straight, brown here, but I think that's made too long. So I need to delete the words. So from this topic, I will use the redundancy principles to ask students to describe the 4 different kinds of colors, the 4 different kinds of hair to describe it, because this 4 picture is totally different. And then I will illustrate. So I think here I can apply the redundancy principles. And till now I have a new thought, I have a new idea, and here I want to add a new activity. That's because I want to add my own pictures. How to find. So here I want to add a new activity which uses the image principles, and I want to make my own pictures, and I need to add some arrows. How about this? Okay, first is my hair. And second one is my eyes, my ear, my nose, my mouth, and my face. So here I'm gonna introduce a new activities that I want students to describe my appearance, describe my hair, my organs of my face. So I think that can apply the image principles. And then you can see here, I will describe someone in my class to ask the classmates to guess who you are describing. And here I will delete the question and I will talk about it. I will use it with my own voice. And here I can use the examples to show the students, let them know the activity, and then I will invite some volunteers to show the performance and let other classmates to guess it. So that's what I think I can apply the redundancy principles and signaling principles. So that's all. Thank you.